Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020, and this is ELA Mini Lesson number 21. This week we're practicing summarizing fictional stories using the somebody wanted but so then strategy. Your learning target for today. I can summarize a story using the somebody wanted but so then strategy. So as a reminder, here is what you need to do. First, listen to the story. And I want you to go ahead and grab your graphic organizer and have it with you while you listen to the story. That way you can start jotting down some notes about important details while you listen. You're going to need to identify the main character, that's going to be the somebody, and what he or she wants. That's going to go in those first two boxes of your graphic organizer. And remember, we don't need complete sentences. When we put all of the parts together in the somebody wanted but so then summary, we will have all of those pieces. You're going to also need to identify the problem and describe what the problem is. The problem is what's preventing the main character from getting what he or she wants. Then, how the character is working to solve the problem. And finally, the resolution of the story. So go ahead and grab your graphic organizer for today. Don't forget to write your name and date at the top. Today you're going to get to listen to one of my favorite folk tales. You may have heard a different version of the story before. That's why you'll notice that by the author credit, it says that it's retold by Heather Forrest. She isn't the first person to tell the story, and it's not her own idea, but she is retelling or telling the story again. So we're going to use this text, Stone Soup, to practice the somebody wanted but so then summarizing strategy. So listen carefully for the details about what the main character or characters want, the problem that's preventing them from getting what they want, what they do to solve their problem, and the resolution for the story.
There was once a comfortable little village nestled in the mountains. The people who lived there had more than enough to keep themselves content. One day, two travelers came along. Their coats were tattered, their hats were torn, their dusty shoes had holes in their soles. Hungry and tired, one traveler said to the other, "Surely someone here can spare a bit of food?" They knocked boldly on a door. It creaked open, and a woman asked, "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The woman squinted her eyes and tartly replied, "No." She quickly slammed the door shut. The travelers walked a little farther down the road and knocked on another door. A young boy answered. His chocolate brown eyes were sweet. "Good day," he said shyly. "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The boy replied, "There's no food here," and closed the door. The travelers wandered wearily through the village, knocking on every door, but everywhere they heard, "I don't care. I won't share. There's no food." They sat to rest beside a well. One traveler sighed and clutched his empty belly. He said, "If there is really no food in this elegant little village, then the people who live here are in greater need than we are. We should make them our magical soup." The two travelers climbed up on the edge of the well and shouted, "We are master cooks. If anyone in this town has a big black pot, we will make the most delicious soup anyone ever tasted." A door slowly opened. A round man emerged, carrying a gigantic black pot. I love to eat," he said. "Here's a pot. Let me see what 2 master cooks can do with it." "Watch and see," said one traveler with glee. The travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire. Soon the flames licked the sides of the pot, and billows of steam rose into the air. Curious people began to gather. "What is happening?" the townspeople asked. "Oh, we are making an unusual soup," said one of the travelers. "It requires a special magical ingredient. I am certain we will find it in this town." All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He tossed it into the pot with a splash. "We're making stone soup," he said. "It will be nutritious, delicious, incredible, and edible. But it would taste better." He paused and sighed. "If we only had a carrot." "Where would we find a carrot in this town?" the other traveler asked. "We knocked on every door, and everywhere we heard, 'I don't care. I won't share. There is no food.'" "Then perhaps we cannot make the delicious soup after all," they both announced with a sad shrug of their shoulders, and began to turn away. A child timidly raised her hand and said, "Wait, I might have a small carrot." "Excellent!" shouted the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. This magical soup would taste even better if we had a potato," they added. A deep voice in the back of the crowd called out, "I have a potato." "Wonderful!" shouted the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. It would taste better still," they said, "if we had just a few more ingredients." "Perhaps," said one villager, "I could bring a green bean." "Well," said another, "if you're going to bring a green bean, I will bring a kernel of corn." "I shall not be outdone," cried another. "I will bring an egg noodle." One by one, voices announced, "I will bring a slice of celery. I will bring a pinch of pepper. I can bring a sprig of parsley. I might have a tiny turnip." "Well, why are you waiting?" cried the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." Everyone in the town ran home to bring one small thing to put in the pot. Food flew through the air and landed with splashes in the growing soup. Soon the huge pot was full and simmering. A wonderful smell drifted through the air. The smell was so tempting. People brought out bowls, spoons, chairs, and tables. They placed hearty loaves of bread, chunks of cheese, and bowls of fruit on the tablecloths. Everyone came to taste the soup and marveled at the flavor. "It's amazing," said one woman. "These 2 travelers made such a delicious soup out of a stone." "Out of a stone," said the travelers with a grin, "and a magical ingredient, sharing." As the travelers left the town, they said, "If anyone ever wants to make this soup again, just remember the recipe. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least. Together we can celebrate a stone soup feast."
Remember, girls, when you're summarizing the text, you're not retelling every single detail, but just focusing on the most important information. So the characters in this text who want something are the travelers. Think about what they want at the beginning of the story And what is stopping them from getting what they want at the beginning? In the middle of the story, what do they do to get what they want? And for the last box, what is the resolution? See you back tomorrow.